Just realised I did not complete my story notes last week, so...
Well, that's great, because I only listened to the first half of the session. I don't know totally where we ended. I remember some things. But we were just about getting to the break, the mid-session break, at the point I got to and listening to what happened. And I was surprised at how much time we took to do things.
Oh, well, we couldn't decide what the hell we were doing, could we? So
There was some just spending time shopping and stuff. Like, I'm not quite sure. I mean, I think there was a lot of me just yammering on, as I do.
no.
But where we started last session, you had just finished defending Wilhelm from being yoinked up by some of Keledek the Unspoken's cronies. So a little combat in the streets of Saltmarsh.
Oh, we got to Keledek's tower.
And that was at the beginning, and then you decided that you were going to head back home and take a little break, have a nap. You're like, it's not super urgent that we go and sort out this Keledek guy right away. Surely there's time for a long rest first. So you did, and I know it took so long. It's because Trivet came over with another turnip casserole, and she talked forever about the state of the election and how everybody was in the polls and who needed to be excited about potentially being elected to the town council, because there's 2 open seats, one because of the death/murder of Gellin Primewater, and the other due to the untimely death of Eleander Fireborn in the mudslide 2 days earlier. Because it is what we're calling Tuesday. I know in Eberron there's different names for the days of the week, but I'm not going to remember them. It's hard enough for me to track the different
a normal week
months, the names of months, much less the days of the week. But it is now the I don't know if it's morning anymore, but it's definitely the 17th of Ron, 2 days before Election Day. And Trivet mainly told you that... What did she tell you? She told you that Mr. Dory seems to be a shoo-in for one of the town council seats. That he's the lead in all the polls. But she also told you that Tito and Esteban Urkel, the most interesting man in Saltmarsh, and also an alias of Stiiv, are pretty much tied in second place, and then Pacco is just behind them in third. And then you two were like kind of fourth and fifth in terms of the polls. So you're feeling pretty safe about your own chances of not having to be responsible and represent anybody. And then all the other people like Oceanus, and there was like Ingo the Drover. They were totally not considered in the running because they hadn't put their popular foot forward. In the course of that discussion, there were 2 things that kind of came up. One was Trivet kind of being like, what a shame that we can't just raise Eleander from the dead, but like the only person in town who has that kind of power, you have to survive a hand-to-hand kind of combat duel thing with him, and nobody's ever been successful at that. And that was referring to a cleric who now practices out of the Temple of the Six in town, but was formerly a cleric with the Sovereign Host before he went off to fight in the last war. And he came back quite cynical, embittered, and scarred from that experience, and shift allegiances of his worship. So that was put forth as a thing. You guys, the other thing that took a lot of time is you decided to, not only you went and picked up some extra scrolls of Speak with Animals, because they only last for 10 minutes, but you decided to go find Wilhelm's pal, Pacco, his tasty friend Pacco, also the candidate for town council, and see if he would help you out in terms of when it came time to storm Keledek's tower. And so you went to a bar and chatted him up and recruited him, and he's come along to help out. And one of the plots you had to try to avoid getting Esteban or Kel elected was promising Pacco that if you got Wilhelm changed back into his normal elf form, he would do some promotion on Pacco's behalf and tout him up as an excellent candidate. And that would probably help his standing so that he'd be neck and neck with Tito and Esteban. During all this time, Stiiv has not been with you. He has been up in the attic, not only doing some, he said he has a lot of scribing to do. He had you get some extra ingredients that he needed, supplies from the alchemist shop when you went on errands. But there's also this a bunch of rice. You've only heard that there's some rice, and that Trivet brought it into the house through the caves beneath the house that smugglers used to use. And Stiiv just seems to be kind of quiet and secretive about the whole thing, and he's been tucked away in the attic with his ritual inscribing and whatever this rice situation is for the past 2 days. So you've been kind of like doing your adventuring or handling the Wilhelm situation on your own, other than your recently recruited Pacco. Does that sound about right?
Yes.
So where we ended it is you approached Keledek's tower, actually Wilhelm's tower that Keledek has taken over. It's not exactly a tower at all. It's more 3 platforms built into 3 large trees in the classic elven style of Zendrik. And they have little turrets on the top to kind of make it look like they're towers from afar. But up close, they're like extravagant tree houses. To review, the lowest one and kind of the middle-sized one is more of a garden. It doesn't have high walls. It's kind of an open platform, but there are trees growing out of that platform on top of kind of built upon an actual tree. And then there are kind of skywalks. I'm saying kind of again a lot. There's skywalks, like suspended bridges between the different platforms, ramps going up because each platform's a little bit higher than the previous one. The largest one seems to be, well, it has actual walls with some small slits for windows. And at one point you did see Keledek poke his head out and notice that you had appeared. And then the smallest tower is the highest one. And Wilhelm has told you that that's where the magic happens. It's his former bedroom. So you snuck up using all your stealth, of which there were great big bags, apparently. And none of the guards or the minions, goons, that worked for Keledek noticed your approach. What you found were 3 apes sitting in the yard. They seemed to be rolling giant dice, and they had great swords kind of planted in the ground. Also, from your sneaking, you detected that there was a creature inside what Wilhelm told you was the outhouse, but you didn't know what that creature was. But it turned out, looking at Pacco's character sheet, that the Pacco build that I picked out of the 4 Pacco builds I had available to choose from randomly had explosives. So you threw a stick of dynamite
Boom.
in the middle of between the group of apes and the outhouse, if I remember correctly. And you exploded them. You killed one of the apes outright and bloodied another one. Other than that, one of the apes was slightly injured. He was more in the fringes of the explosion. And the creature that was in the outhouse turned out to be a bear. And while it was damaged, it was shielded from the explosion by the outhouse itself a little bit as well. So those creatures are alert now and aware that they're under attack. Keledek heard the boom, and you've seen him peer out a window to be like, aha. And I think we are at the top of a combat order, and you guys have already rolled initiative and all that.
Okay.
She says as she clears her throat because she's not quite sure. I think that's the way things are.
I think we did.
Mm-hmm. Think
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
I'm going to take... I took Rocky out of the attack order because he's not here. And I'm going to take Stiiv out too because he's in the attic.
Is the squitting with us?
I thought we left it.
The
eating
squittin, I
turnip.
think, is eating poison back at the house.
Yeah. Okay.
This would be a good time to check and see. Can you open Pacco on the map?
I have him open already.
Great. So you guys can Pacco.
We can Pacco with the best of them.
Oh, do you want Wilhelm as well?
Has he got spells?
No, he's a goat.
Is he any use whatsoever?
Well,
Gee, looking at his sheet, he has absolutely no skills. He can run
No.
around and cause a distraction, maybe. But yeah,
Yeah, I
he's a
think-
goat.
we left him packed up at the top behind a bush, didn't we?
At this point, he's just hiding in a bush, looking fantastic.
Yeah, yeah. Maybe we should just leave him there for the time being.
Okay. So Wilhelm's just going to stay in the bushes
Yeah.
like a perv.
Well, like he is. Yeah.
As he does. You have not seen Dave thus far. So at the top of the combat order, the least injured ape gets to move first. He's not particularly happy. And he sees Pacco because the Kymir and Shaefira, you guys are still kind of blocked by buildings. I say kind of block as I always say kind of. But Pacco, because he's the one who threw the stick of dynamite, he's pretty much out in the open, or at least visible between the 2 outbuildings. This ape scoops up one of the giant dice that they were rolling around the yard, and he hurls it in Pacco's direction. But he misses so hard. He throws it against one of the outbuildings instead, and he hits the door, and the door shatters. The bear, who's been rudely disturbed from his business, roars, and then he runs forward a little bit, but he can't properly reach you guys. He's going to run forward as much as he can run forward with his berry legs. The other ape who survived is looking super wounded, but also enraged, picks up the other out of the 2 die and tries to throw it at Pacco as well. This one hits.
Oh, but Pacco.
Pacco gets beamed on the head for 5 damage. He's like, ah, my head! Ah. Do perception checks.
There we are. And does Pacco need to do one as well?
He's a little bit too distracted because he just got beaten on the head with a giant die.
Okay.
But you, because you're using the outbuildings as cover, you can kind of bob and weave, running the length of the buildings and peek around to see what the vantage point is without incurring target practice. So Kymir, you notice at this point Keledek briefly steps out of the middle platform building, gets onto the ramp, and you see him cast a spell. And the spell isn't being cast in your direction. No, he casts it on the bear. And the bear transforms. It's no longer just a brown bear, she says, taking a lot of time. It wop, 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 enlarges, and now it's a huge brown bear. And after becoming visible for a split second to cast a spell, Keledek disappears back inside one of the towers. You think now he is in where the magic happens, aka Wilhelm's bedroom. Shaefira, it's your turn.
I suppose
Shall I,
I'm gonna say I don't want to. If we just talk without the microphone on, Bonnie will think we're just ignoring her. So
You're doing secret plotting.
yeah.
mm,
I don't know. I mean, I suppose if we cleared up the apes first and then concentrate on the bear. This is us whispering over Pacco's head.
yeah.
It's like, ooh, ha, my head, ooh, not tasty.
Which one did you say was which of the apes did you say was quite damaged? 2.
The dots. They have the dots at the bottom right hand corner, so the red dot is in bad shape. And I think is ape 2.
Okay.
I'm assuming that I ain't got line of sight where I'm hiding at the minute.
You'd have to move and use 10 feet to move that diagonal to get in front of Pacco. So with 25 feet total movement, you could dart out to that square, pop off a shot, and then dart back.
Yeah, that's.
But you'd only be able to move like 5 feet beyond that.
Oh, Jesus. Right then. Bye-bye.
So you pop off an arrow. Didn't quite have enough time to place your shot, and it goes wide, missing all 3.
Yes, and then I hide.
But you could be stealthy about it.
Mm.
Kymir, it's your turn.
All right. I'm going to do the same thing.
You have a little bit
Stand
more
there.
to work with because you have 40 feet total.
Yeah, I don't want to get too close. So.
But yeah, I guess you still can't quite get totally in punching range.
Yeah, so I'm going to cast Radiant Sunbolt on Ape 2. Oh my god!
Oh,
And then
the dice are with me. But you get to do
I do get an extra one, don't I?
You get to do a ton of bolts. Like, I'm not quite
Yep.
sure how many. Yeah, I think you made notes about it.
I did. I've got it. So I can do a sunbolt plus a sunbolt, which is my extra attack, plus a bonus action, which is a sunbolt and a sunbolt, according to Stiiv.
Yeah, that's a key point, though, right? To do 2 sunbolts as a bonus action.
Yes.
Okay.
But let me do my normal extra one just to see if I can actually hit the guy.
Woo!
Well, hey!
Bolt of light right in the face. Ah, and you drop another
He
ape.
was right. So he was proper.
He was hanging on by a banana.
Indeed. Right. I could shoot at the bear to start working on him. Do you reckon? Because the third ape is hidden.
Yeah, that ape is covered a little bit obscured, so there'd be a disadvantage to hitting him, or not a disadvantage purely, but it would definitely be a -2.
All right, I'm going to spend a key point and shoot at the bear. I mean, surely I can't miss him. There's one. No, I'm wrong. I can miss him. Right, and then I'm going to run back behind there.
So you hit him twice and you missed him twice. In total.
Yes.
And so the total damage you did was 11 damage? I guess it's not total. The first shot dropped the ape, and then you did 6 damage to the bear.
Yeah. No, 9 it says. 3.
Oh, it is 9. Okay.
No, 9. Yeah.
No, it's 6.
3.
That 9 was your second attack.
No. Oh, yes. So sorry. The bear took 9 damage. I rolled a 3 and I got 6 bonus on the damage. Yeah. So the first one. So I did two shots at the ape. The first one missed the ape. The second one hit the ape and dropped him.
Second one hit the ape with a 23, and you did 5 damage. It dropped him, and then you did an attack.
5 damage.
Yeah.
Mine's showing 6.
Oh, well, like that's later on. And then
hang on. Have I just?
You shot a firebolt at the bear. It hit with an 18. You did 6 damage, and then you shot another bolt in the bear's direction, but you missed with a 9. That's how I'm reading it.
Oh, yeah, of course. Sorry, it's the attack, not the damage, is that? Yeah, it's all right. It's me being stupid.
I'm just snickering.
Oh, God.
It's been a long week.
It really has.
I've already forgotten what we were doing. Oh, it's Pacco's turn. What if you can act with Pacco?
Right, I've got Pacco. So I'm thinking he's got a revolver, so he could shoot at the bear from here. So he reaches 40 to 120. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 40. One target hit 13 2d8 plus 3. Is that right?
Yeah. 13 is the average damage that it does, and the 2d8 plus 3 is the roll damage. You should be able to drag it from his character sheet.
So how do I?
Creatures.
Do I not do the attack itself to see if I actually hit him though?
Yes. Is it not set up?
It highlights when I go over the hit, but not over the attack.
Oh, I see why. Because I did a typo. Let me try to fix it.
Okay.
It's a period where it should be a colon.
Ah, very clever. Right, so I drag that to see if I hit him. Which he does. And then I just roll the damage, yeah?
Pow! Yes.
You go boom.
13 damage to the bear.
Wow.
Palpable hit.
And it says he does 2 revolver attacks, so you can do that again, yeah?
Yes. The second shot. The second shot misfires. I think I give you the most overpowered Pacco that there is.
That's fine. We need all the help we can get.
You got the highest level Pacco. I think you've really scored lucky because the other one, some of the other ones are only good for maybe getting eaten by alligators. So
Really glad you didn't give us one of them.
it could have been much less effective. So that's Pacco's turn. Is Pacco going to move?
Tempted to get him to
It says
move
speed
out
30
of
feet, but he really should only have 25 feet.
I'm going to get him to just back up here. I don't want him to be like line of sight. Okay. I can't move him on the combat tracker.
Oh, okay. Wilhelm's still hiding in a bush. And with that, we're at the top of the combat order again. The remaining ape gets to attack. And it picks up its great sword out of the dirt. And it dashes. And as it runs forward, the only person, like Pacco and Kymir, you lose sight of where the ape is. But Shaefira, you can kind of make it out. He's partially obstructed, but you can tell that he's in front of one of the outbuildings.
Okay.
The huge bear bounds forward. Roaring. I think I might have gone off mic. He bounds forward, roaring, and tries to go between the two outbuildings and realizes he's too big. And kind of sets up short before he gets stuck in between the two buildings. And you see him kind of try to squeeze out of the way. And Shaefira, you lose sight of him, but Kymir, you can kind of make out where he's standing in front of one of the buildings. You have partial visibility of him.
Okay. What have you got? 30 feet? 25 feet?
Yeah, she has 25.
25, yeah? 5, 10, 15,
Because of
20,
halfling
20.
hood.
No, can't.
You don't know what Keledek the Unspoken is doing. But it's Shaefira's turn.
So if I move here, can I see the bear?
Yes, but he's partially obstructed by the building, the corner frame of the building.
You can disengage without any sort of penalty, can't you? So,
How about if I move there then?
Yeah.
I can get him there then, yeah?
Yeah. And you hit palpably with a 25. So your basic hit does 7 damage.
And the bleeding effect. So is he saved?
He's
that
saved, yes.
Alright, boo. And then disengage and go hide again.
Okay, hide as much as you can.
Yes.
You can't make it quite all the way around the corner because the stepping diagonally around the corner is 10 feet.
Do you know?
So you can make it, wait. Yeah, you can make it there. Sorry, I'm having a bad brain. I'm having a bunch of oopses. Because I forgot to open something and now I have to remember where it is. Sorry. Oh, it's Kymir's turn.
Yes, I am going to run around here because I've got 40 feet, and I'm going to unlimber my... Too many character sheets, sorry. Hang on, getting confused. Right, quarterstaff, hands of fate, that one. I did hit. Makes a nice change. Okay, and then just check my notes again for how many attacks I can do. So I can do a weapon and a weapon, and then a bonus action is my unarmed attack. Right. So
Yes.
I'm going to attack him with my hands of fate again. Blimey.
Hit him again. Did you roll to see if he saved?
Oh, for the damage on it? No.
To see if he got electrocutedness.
Do that now. Right, so I do the save first. There.
Oh, he did not save.
Right, so I can't remember. Do I roll the damage or the effect on him? The damage on him.
Both, I think. Oh, but you dropped the bear.
Never mind.
No, wait, you dropped the ape.
Not the bear, the ape.
Burst of electricity comes out from your two-headed scythe, or your scythe-ended quarterstaff. Electrocutes the ape. So all the apes are dead now.
Yeah. Right. 10 feet would not put me in range of the bear, would it? I'd still be
No.
slightly off. Right. So I will stay put.
And it's Pacco's turn.
Let me just see what his movement is. 25 feet. Shoot. If he runs past the bear, does the bear get an attack of opportunity on him then? I'm guessing.
Yes.
Shoot. I mean, he's got more hit points than each of us. I can't imagine him wanting to run out and attack a bear, though. That's all. All right. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. He's just going to move to back up Kymir. Oh, and take a shot. He could take a shot from there, can't he?
Yeah, he could.
Excuse me. I'm just being slow today. There we go. So revolver again.
All right, he hits with a 17. And drops the bear.
I expected that bear to be a lot longer than that.
Well, you did injure him somewhat in the explosion of the dynamite.
Ah.
And you've shot him at least twice and punt and stuff, so. It's a shame. It's a shame those buildings were in the way. Because the bear didn't have a chance to trample any of you.
No.
So you've dropped the immediate minions.
Sorry. Didn't quite hear what you said then.
You've destroyed the kind of the guards that were in the front yard. But at this point you hear kind of a clatter. Sounded like a splintering wood. And some clomp 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 sounds.
Coming from which direction?
Coming from the direction of the upper platforms. Specifically where the magic happens, aka Wilhelm's bedroom. Roll perception checks. You don't know what that sound is. You can't. You try to careen your heads around and see what it is that's making that sound, but the smallest, highest tower is blocking your view. And there's more clatter, 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 clatter. It sounds like something decent size is moving around. Perhaps something that doesn't have a lot of dexterity is moving around. Now the sound is coming from within the largest middle height platform. And you guys have an opportunity to move yourselves.
What sort of state is the outhouse in? Is it demolished? Is it flat?
They're
Can it be
still
used as cover?
there. The damage that was done. Oh, the outhouse. It's not completely demolished. The roof is blown off. There's some holes in the siding, but it is still a standing structure.
The platform on the far eastern side, that's the way in, is that like solid underneath? It's a solid platform.
There is a
or is it on
trunk
stilts? Right.
at one point that is holding the platform up.
So when you say we can move ourselves, can we go as far as we need to, or are we just limited by
You're
speed
limited
again?
by your normal movement per round.
I suppose we could go hide in that little bunch of trees down at the bottom. Well, you could hide just behind, sort of like behind where Pacco is at the moment, or there, if that's solid as well, presumably.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'll hide there.
Yeah, we're going to hide in these trees. Assuming the small trees or shrubs and not daffodils.
The shrubberies, yeah.
Can I go into sneak?
Are you sneaking behind that tower?
Yeah.
Roll another perception check. Kymir, this time you notice something moving across the ramp between the large middle platform and the elevated garden of the access platform to the far east.
That's all I get. Just.
It looks to you like a bed walking.
Okay.
Let me see if I have the blow up picture.
So we think he's animated something to right.
Yeah, he seems to have animated an item that is normally not animated. That was a whole lot of time talking about something.
Right. Okay.
I'm just cracking myself up at this point. It's so hard to use words.
Yeah.
So blown up the token.
Oh.
You see
cute
this bed, patchwork quilt, stomping down the ramp between the middle tower and the far east access tower.
Pillow looks a bit psycho.
Mm.
And it's moving and goes partially out of sight because while the access platform is a garden platform, it doesn't have walls. It does have shrubbery and more trees on top of it. And the figure of the bed moves behind some trees. You don't see where Keledek is. You have a chance to move again.
Presumably he's sending stuff out because there's no one else in the tower with him. Maybe. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna move up to there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, you can move there. Actually, he can move another square, so I'm going to move him there.
And that's everybody's moved?
Yes, that's.
The bed clumps down the ramp. It's kind of catty-cornered with the outhouse. You see at this point that, yeah, from a distance, it looks like a nice bed with a patchwork quilt. Maybe some spoopy eyeballs. But now you see that there's a large mouth kind of carved into the side woodwork of the bed. And it looks like some angry jaws. And it seems to kind of, I'm saying kind of so much, I hate it. It seems to be spitting out some small sharp splinters as it breathes.
Joy.
So, Shaefira, it's your turn.
Right, okay. I'm gonna just pop out here and chuck a firebolt at him. The bed, it.
Okay.
Oh, jeez Louise.
The firebolt goes wide.
Bing!
About behind my tree.
Hits the outhouse.
Sets it on fire.
Yeah. The outhouse is now burning. There was a little poof as some gases ignited. Kymir.
Right. Well, screw it. I need to hit it. Nope, I'm not going to hit it. I will try my second attack. Yay! And this time I will remember to do the lightning damage. He saved it. I think I'm going to spend a key point to do. Oh no, hang on. So I've got an unarmed attack first. Bloody hell. Lots of attacks. Missed. Oh gosh, rolled a 1. No, they don't like me today. I am going to spend a key point to do my extra attacks. Yay. The save.
So he'll hit multiple times, but he's saved.
Right, I get another offhand attack, don't I, with that? Hang on. So melee, I do.
Realize he's not set up for something.
Bonus. And then flurry of blows, unarmed attack, flurry of blows. I thought, oh shit, have I done the wrong thing? All right. Right. Okay. There we go. Oh, is Pacco not doing it?
How come it's gone?
It's me. Oh. I was trying to fiddle with something, and I've decided I'm just not going to fix it.
I thought you'd found a way to make everything go quicker.
God, there's no way. As if now we see why there's lag on DDO servers. Because they're calculating all of these effects and whether or not they get saved and whether or not the bursts happen. No wonder there's lag.
Oh dear. I'm not sure I should have done. I think my flurry of blows should have. The key point should have been a flurry of blows, which is 2 unarmed attacks, rather than that last one.
Rather than using your scythe. But who knows? Who knows? I'm fine with it.
Okay, well, let me do an unarmed attack then for the last one, because the flurry of blows should be 2 unarmed attacks. So.
Okay. So try punching that bed. You hit with a 21, and you do 3 damage.
Okay.
So you've chipped some wood off of this animated bed.
And do I want to spend another key point to do disengage? Yes, I think I do.
Is that a bonus action, though?
It is, yeah.
You can only do one.
Can I do that?
Flurry of blows used up your bonus action.
Okay, so I will stay put then.
Okay. Pacco. What is Pacco going to do?
Pacco is going to step out. He's not going to dynamite when I'm next to it. He's just going to shoot it.
Because you're tasty friends now.
I'll be tasty friend if you barbecue me with a stick of dynamite.
But he aims his revolver and shoots with an 18 and hits the bed.
Woohoo!
Doing 6
And
more
he
damage.
does his second. We will chip away at this bed.
There's a bullet lodged in that bed now.
Wow. Wait, Pacco. Way to go. Right.
And a 13 hits the bed as well.
Then he's going to move back.
Bam, bam. Bullets in the headboard.
Okay. That's him.
Wilhelm, still hiding in the bushes. The bed tries to bite you, Kymir.
I figured it would.
No, even more than that, the bed is super angry. Because you just shot it twice and you hacked it up with your scythe.
Uh-oh. Gonna throw pillars at me.
I always lose the little handle on these things. So, lets out, breathes hard, and a breath of splinters shoots forth out of the jaws of this animated bed. And it doesn't have enough force to reach Shaefira, but you and Pacco are potentially caught in the crossfire. But I'm going to roll dex saves on you to see if you dodge out of the way.
Okay.
You succeed, Kymir.
Whoa.
So you'll take half damage.
Well.
And Pacco super fails.
Oh no.
So Pacco takes 20 damage. And you take 10, Kymir.
Okay.
This splinter breath. Roll a perception check. For Shaefira and Kymir can roll perception. Shaefira, you notice that Keledek has moved out from the center tower. You see him running along the ramp onto the garden level.
Okay.
And scene. Shaefira, it's your turn.
Okay. Right, I'll move out here.
He kind of disappeared behind some bushes.
All right. I'll just sort of catch Kymir's attention and just sort of like wave manically and point at the garden area. See if he understands. And then I'm gonna try firebolt again on the bed.
Alrighty.
I miss again. Oh, jeez Louise, do you know?
Shoots wide. Hits the outhouse again.
Oh, you want me or Pacco?
Oh my God.
Right between you and Pacco.
And then I'm.
Now the outhouse is double on fire.
Oopsie. Yeah, I'm going back into hiding.
Kymir, it's your turn.
I'm thinking. I'm gonna. Oh yeah, I suppose so. I saw Shaefira manically waving up towards the platform, and look up there, but I won't see Keledek because he's disappeared and my roll was shit. I go, oh god, not more beds.
How many beds does this place have?
Exactly, yeah. I mean, surely this is just like this. Just Wilhelm's bed. That's all we have to worry about. Okay, well, I'm going to try and attack him with my Hands of Fate. First one missed. Second one missed. I'll do my Unarmed Attack. Okay, dirty 20. Right. Now I'm going to take my key point and do my disengage, if that's okay.
Yes.
So I can disengage. Does that mean I just take my normal distance then?
Uh-huh. Yeah, you just won't incur attacks of opportunity when you move away.
I'm gonna run there. Pacco is going to move to there. I can't see if he's got any healing stuff, so I'm going to go with no for the time being. He's moved 15 foot. He's got 25 foot range, so he's going to attack with his revolver again. He's been the most effective out of us so far. Okay, and then he's going to move his remaining there. And that's him done.
At this point, the bed moves behind the outhouse.
Sly.
And kind of drops out of view. It drops out of view.
Okay.
Roll perception checks. Kymir, you briefly see Keledek appear, and you think you see him, like, it looks like he's casting a spell. He has a wand in his hand, and he is waving it. And you see a little burst of sparkles poof up, behind the outhouse.
He's got that polymorph wand with him, hasn't he? So we're going to have to make sure we're not hit by it. Okay, so since I've just seen Keledek, I'm going to turn to Shaefira and go, that guy's up there.
That's what I was trying to tell you before.
Okay.
And Shaefira, it's your turn.
Oh dear me. Do I want to know what he's done to the bed behind the outhouse?
I mean, well, I suppose you could move out slightly to attack it, can't you? And then move back, but it's partially covered. I'm not sure you're going to be able to get a shot.
No. What about Keledek? Is he still visible?
Oh, no, he's not still visible. He did step back. Kymir only saw him long enough to cast the spell, and then he stepped out of sight into the bushes again.
It's a bit of a pickle, isn't it?
Well, personally, I think the best option at this point is to get Pacco to drop another stick of dynamite on the outhouse. Because I think if we move forward, we're just, yeah.
Okay, I'll tell you what, I'll use my action to give Pacco a tasty bacon. Or I'll roll a tasty bacon on him. Can I do that?
Give Pacco some tasty bacon?
Yeah.
Sure, you can use an action to give him tasty bacon.
Alright, so I'll just do the heal thingy on him then.
Tasty bacon! Pacco's wounds close. He tries to give you a hug.
Social distancing.
Oh yes, I know. I am too affectionate in battle. It is a problem of mine. Sorry. And Kymir.
Right. That's an action. That's an action. I'm going to take Tasty Bacon myself. Blimey. And move further into the shrubbery. Talk about cautious.
What about Pacco?
Pacco, let's see, 60 feet. You can certainly do 60 feet. Right, so do I throw it at the outhouse? Because I'm assuming we can't see the bed behind the outhouse, but we're assuming that that or something that it's now being turned into is still there.
And I did add a weapon attack to hit to the dynamite.
Yes.
After
so
we questioned it last week.
So what I'm saying is, do I just drop it on the outhouse and then do the? Well, he can't see the bed, can he? So do I just does he lob it in the hope that he hits the bed?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Now he can do that. It'd be like a -2 because the bed is obscured and he's having to guess somewhat.
-2
to see if he hits it. Otherwise, because you can see the outhouse, I would say that's just a 10 for the attack roll, and I would just have you roll it in chat. But since you rolled it on the bed already and missed, let's say he missed with the dynamite.
Right.
So the dynamite falls short. It does explode the outhouse some more, but it does not hit the bed.
Okay.
And that's 2 out of his 3 sticks of dynamite.
Yeah. Does that take out enough of the outhouse for us to be able to see what is now behind it?
No.
Okay, that's him.
Another hit would probably do it. But the outhouse is definitely on fire, and there are planks of wood sticking up from the ground. And while there are large holes in the walls of the outhouse now, there's space so that you still can't see directly through. It's like inconveniently spaced damage to the outhouse.
Yeah, that's Pacco done then.
Pacco. The bed appears out from behind the outhouse, and it is moving with greater haste, more lithe ability than you saw the bed move with before. It's almost as if the bed has been hasted. In fact, literally it has been that the bed has been hasted. And it runs forward having double speed now. Oh. And it unleashes another breath of splinters, affecting a 15-foot cone in front of it. Which means all 3 of you are in the magical zone of the splinter breath. Make dex saves.
Dex saves.
And I'll roll on Pacco.
Yeah.
Pacco saved. Shaefira saved, but Kymir, you did not save.
So enjoy that tasty bacon.
I just lost my tooltip. Where is my tooltip? So, Kymir, you take full damage, right?
Mm-hmm.
You take 16 damage. And that means Shaefira and Pacco take 8. But you have this snarling, highly chipped. There's a lot of places on this bed. Its sheets are torn now. There's a big hole in its coverlet. You see the 2, there's at least 2 bullet holes on the headboard. Lots of chunks taken out of the wood. It's a fairly damaged bed. It's right in front of you. Roll perception checks.
Do you get to roll again, or is that only for your attacks?
She can roll again because she's lucky, yeah.
A dirty 20.
Dirty 20 for Kymir. But Shaefira still has a splinter in her eye, so she doesn't notice what's happening. Kymir, you see Keledek the Unspoken stride to the top of the ramp, and he points at you.
Oh.
and pew pew pews out 3 magic missiles. 1 at each of you. So Pacco takes 2 damage. You take 2 damage. Shaefira takes 3 damage. And then he disappears out of sight again.
He's as bad as us.
As he's yelling, "Thieves, reprobates, you will not take my wand from me. I am Keledek the Unspoken, the all-powerful." But it's Shaefira's turn.
Right, I'm going to try and set this bed on fire. I'm going to set this bed on fire.
No matter what.
I know I
It's
am.
the last thing you do. You're going to set this bed on fire.
If it kills you.
Even if somebody kills it before me, I'm still going to set it on fire. Right. Oh, fuck. What on earth? Bonnie, have you been messing with my dice?
Your dice are all tainted.
I
think, do you not have the lucky pencil?
I do. I've been fondling it since we started, and it doesn't appear to be working.
Its luck has been depleted.
Yeah. Hey, Grim.
I don't want it.
Oh dear. Right. Well, I might just actually move away slightly. There-ish.
Well, give me the pencil.
Kymir, it's your turn.
Okay, I have the pencil. I'm hoping
Fix
that'll
the
help.
pencil.
Yeah. Right. Move forward. So Pacco's not in my way, and going to attack with my hands of fate again.
Nat 20 with your scythe hacking into the side of this bed. And you cleave at the animated bed and you chop it in half. Bed shatters to the ground. Just a heap of splinters and torn bed sheets. And 1 grungy pillow. No longer animated.
Yay.
Woohoo! Fantastic. Right. So I moved 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. How much on fire is the outhouse? Will I burn if I hide behind it?
You can avoid the flames if you hide behind it. I would not hide inside it.
No, I won't hide inside it, but I'm going to move to there.
It's like it's hot, but you're resistant to fire. So somebody else might find it very uncomfortable and might risk exhaustion being so in such close proximity to this fire. But it's more your wheelhouse. Being a tiefling of Shavrith heritage. Little fire, not a big deal.
Fantastic. Right, then I shall stay there.
Pacco, what does Pacco do?
What will Pacco do? I think Pacco might go back up to where... Oh, did I do that? Or did you do that?
What did you do?
There's an arrow on my thing and I don't remember putting it there.
Oh, I don't know why an arrow is on you. It might be a fire resistance. Yes, the arrow on your little avatar is your fire resistance.
No, there's a distance one. There's a 20.
I did not do it.
I don't know what the hell's happened there. Well, let me get rid of it.
Social distancing.
3, 4. Right, he's going to go back up to where Shaefira is. Oh, well, he's following him.
She is the best. She gave me tasty bacon.
There we go. Right.
She is the tastiest of friends.
Yeah, that's all he can do. Well, yeah, we need the wand off of him. I mean, if we can get it without killing him, then maybe Wilhelm wants to kill him. But if we need to kill him to get the wand, I'm fine with that as well. but we do need to get up there. But I don't want to get popped by him either. I don't want to turn into an ape. So.
Do you think we ought to go get Wilhelm and talk to him about whether we should be keeping the guy alive, or whether he knows how best to get the wand off him?
Well, he reckoned that the guy that Keledek kept the wand very close, and when he slept, he kept it down his pants. So I think we can assume that he's got the wand on him.
I wonder if I could cast sleep on him, and then you could put your hand down his trousers and steal.
Why do I?
Well, I'm not doing it.
I'm assuming if he does magic, he's going to be like, maybe not. It's worth a try.
You know he's a human at least. So he's not like
I've got like elf
Wilhelm,
resistance and stuff.
where he would have resistance to sleep.
It's worth a shot if we can get a clear shot at him.
Right. So what we're doing? We're moving towards that platform.
Yeah. I mean, we've seen him up there. Are we sticking in combat order or?
Yeah.
Right, then it's Shaefira's turn. Unless you want to go back and get Wilhelm, but I'm tempted to leave him where he is.
We'll try this first.
You'll go, yeah.
Okay, well, I guess I shall move. That's all I can do, really, is move, innit? Unless you want me to set the outhouse on fire a bit more.
No, I think it's all right.
Now, if you were going to do another bonusy action, you can dash as a bonus action.
Yes.
That's with your like dash, disengage, and something else. Hide or.
So dash is just my speed again, yeah.
Yeah, double speed.
Near the outhouse, will I get burnt?
You'll have to make a Constitution save if you stay there more than one round.
But I'm all right here. Am I all right then?
Right.
Far enough away?
Yeah, you're at least 5 feet away from the burning outhouse. You're fine.
We might lure the dude out. Okay, that's me done.
Pacco.
No, it's me next. We've just not been moving the combat tracker.
Oh.
I stuck from him last time.
What's even happening?
Sorry.
Out of order.
Right, well, it looks. Oh, bloody hell! Why does he keep doing that? It's like I've tied myself to Pacco somehow. However, I can get to there.
Now you can see Keledek was behind the bushes.
I'm going to say boo and throw some ball at him.
It's like, ah!
And miss. So I can do another
destroy
sunball.
my beautiful bed?
Wasn't that beautiful? And the pillar smell.
Infidel, the audacity!
It's him. Okay, I can't do an unarmed attack because I'm not close enough. So I'm just going to shout back, "He's here!" And stay
Your
put.
sunbolt. You shoot your sunbolt. It blasts him, top of his head, knocks his turban clear off, and a piece of paper floats to the floor of the garden platform, or floats to the grass of the garden platform. And it's Pacco's turn now?
Yeah. So does that mean Pacco can see him, or am I the only one who can see him?
You're the only one who can see him because you have a vantage point around the bushes now.
Pacco's just gonna. Oh, actually, Pacco can do a dash as well, can't he?
Yeah, he could dash as his full action. Shaefira gets to do it as a bonus.
Right. Somehow he's targeting me. That's why I've got a weird arrow going on.
Oh, I don't see the arrow all the time.
Yeah, it's stuck there now.
Does he have you targeted?
It's
Oh,
me
you
that's
have
got
him. You have him targeted. Let me clear your
I
target.
know I've done that.
Is it better now?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, so Pacco's move. Top of the next round and back to Keledek. He looks enraged. You've destroyed my bed. You will not take my wand. And he's waving it around. You see as he waves it around that the wand he's grasping to so tightly has a gray sticky tape wrapped around the handle. Looks a bit tacky. And there's some sparks and smoke coming off of it that don't necessarily look like wands are supposed to be doing that.
You mean he's done a Ron Weasley?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like
Oh dear.
the wiring's perhaps not trusty in this wand. And he points it at himself. And he's like, I will transform and I will consume you. And a poof of magic comes out of the wand. And it clatters to the grass floor. And Keledek first looks to be chest puffed out as he seems to be growing larger and getting scaly. And smoke is kind of coming out of his nostrils. And you see his features start to take on a more draconic appearance. But then everything seems to go pear-shaped and twist, and he collapses in size in on himself a bit. And rather than being the shape of a human wizard or some form of dragon, he now just sort of drools and growls into front of you in a misshapen form. Of what's more like a gibberling mouther. No longer able to form words, just. And he bites at you, Kymir. He misses, and then he spits at you. Roll a dex save. He spits at you. See if the spit hits. Spit does not hit. And the gibberling that once was Keledek the Unspoken is just. You see the wand still fallen on the grass. Little sparks are coming off of it. And there's also a page of that had fallen out of his turban that looks somewhat fancy and metallic in the form of its paper.
Okay.
Shaefira, it's your turn.
Yeah. Can we just have a quick break before?
Yes, we can do it because it is definitely half time.
Back soon.
I am back.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, you're both back?
Ah.
Where were we? It was Shaefira's turn.
Oh yeah. Right. Okay.
Keledek has just transformed himself, you think maybe accidentally, into a gibberling mouther.
Right. Do I have sight of him from down here?
No. You can see Kymir from where you are. But he's kind of blocking. Kind of.
So I can dash as a bonus action, car.
Yes. That would get you up on the platform where you could see him.
Okay.
And I'll stab him. Try to.
It's got to go better than you find.
Well, 25 stabs him.
Do I get sneak attack?
Yes, because Kymir is flanking him.
Boom. And that's all I can do.
Did you do your save on your dagger?
Oh, no, I didn't. Wait a minute. Failed, yeah?
Yes. So the gibbering is bleeding now.
And he's got that effect on him each round, is it? Yeah.
Next round gets he bleeds some more.
Yeah. And that's me done.
Okay. Kymir.
I'm going to hit him with my big stick. Yay!
Woo, is that 2 20s in a row?
Yes, and that's
the
if I took the
pencil
pencil.
over.
2 natty 20s in a row.
Right. Lightning damage.
I think you did damage to Did you do damage to yourself?
Him? Oh, has it? Oh my word.
Yeah, because in the chat it's pointing to Kymir.
That's it. I wonder if I rolled it on me by mistake then. Must have done.
I mean, you attacked the gibbering, but you rolled damage on you.
I am daft. I'll adjust me wounding.
So you should only have 10 hit points of damage.
Oh, what? Oh, that's just added it onto it.
Okay, let me fix it.
Let
And
me do it.
I'll adjust the gibbering too.
So you know you were saying at the beginning about how we're always trying to remember how to do stuff.
Yes.
I'm doing so well.
You can roll and see if there's an electric burst. Dare you roll to see if there's an electric burst?
Hey, he failed.
He fails his save.
Make sure I roll it on him, not me.
And takes 6 additional points of lightning damage. And it'll take additional damage your next turn.
Yep. I will do my second.
You hit with a 23. Do 11 more damage to the gibbering mouther this time. It is bloody.
Do I do the lightning damage again?
Yes.
Okay.
He fails again, so you have 2 stacks of the lightning damage. All right.
It's not having a good day.
And
my final one.
Yeah, you get your bonus whatever.
Unarmed. Oh.
Dirty 20. And you punch the gibbering mouther, this mass of mouth and eyeballs and arms into infinity.
Woohoo!
Now there's just a pile of gore marring the otherwise verdant, tranquil garden platform. And you're out of combat. There's still the smoky, sparking wand lying on the grass.
We want to touch it.
As is the page that fell out of Keledek's turban.
I don't think we should touch the wand. I think we should get Wilhelm to... If we send Pacco to get Wilhelm when we check what the paper is.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Yeah, but Wilhelm's got hooves. He's not going to be able to pick the wand up and use it on himself, is he?
No, but he can see that it's damaged and tell us if there's all we need to do before we...
Okay, yeah.
All right. So
Pacco,
can we... Yeah. Pacco, go grab Wilhelm. Bring him back here.
Oh, I probably should say something now.
I mean, you can tell us if we can't do that. You say, no, go get him yourself.
I keep waiting for Pacco and Wilhelm's voice, but no. That would be...
That would be worrying if that happened.
Pacco would be me. So Pacco, you see him run out of sight. He's gone for a minute. And then he comes back with Wilhelm on his heels. People might be looped again and targeted again.
Oh, well.
Yep, Pacco has you targeted now. is going on?
Weird.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the tastiest of friends.
Obviously, yeah.
Real friends always distance arrow each other.
Um,
Need to know just how far away you are at all times.
so we need to read a scroll of animal speak.
And yeah, Wilhelm claps up, and he like looks at the mess of what was once Keledek or a gibbering mouther, and he's like, because it's kind of gross. You read one of the scrolls,
Mm.
and as you're reading the scroll of Speak to Animals, you see Wilhelm the goat wander over to the page that fell out of Keledek's turban. And at first he's making a ba ba, and then you hear him say, "What's this then?" Ooh, it's fancy. Page of something. I don't recognize this. This looks like it could be magical. Ooh.
Mm.
About the wand.
Pulled from some book. What? Oh, look, and it says traveler down here.
Traveller. What is it? A wand of just somewhere out to transport or
And
something?
he's holding it in his mouth now, and the page flips open, and you see there's this folk art engraving of a wagon on the page. There's also a lot of arcane script. And then in common at the very bottom, it just has the big word traveler. And you think it looks vaguely familiar, but you're not quite sure why. You can do an arcane check to find out if you do know why.
Okay.
Both of us, or just Shaefira?
Both of you.
And I'm rolling 2.
Between the both of you, you've pieced out two things. Shaefira thinks, oh wait, this kind of looks like that deck of cards that Stiiv had that he tossed into his bag of holding that we got out of the Barovian toys at the ruins. You know that deck of cards? The deck of cards that freaked Stiiv out?
Mm.
It looks like the drawing looks like one of those. Like they've done the stylized art of a card on the page, but it's still like a page and a drawing on a page. It's not a card. Kymir, you think, wait a second. This page is made out of tin. This arcane script. This reminds me of the Codex page that we found in the ruins of Marseval. That the dragon Kaifoth had been guarding and that the devils were after.
Okay.
And it was under it was under the turban. What? And then you remember back that you found those scripts of parchment with excerpts from the Dragon Mark or the Draconic Prophecy. Yeah, the Draconic Prophecy. And it strikes a note with you because that, the Way of the Broken Code, that's what your monk order studies and specializes in. And you remember that one of those excerpts of the prophecy made some reference to a gate being underneath the wizard's hat, or something close to that in translation. And you're like, oh my god, this could be part of the prophecy. We just found this. This could be like a page of the Codex of Infinite Planes, and Keledek had it stuck underneath his turban to hide it.
We need to take that with us.
But you just kind of whisper that to Shaefira. You don't like...
Yeah.
I'm assuming you don't say that where Wilhelm and
No.
and Pacco can hear you.
I won't share it with them.
You snatch the page out of the goat's mouth.
So, yeah, well,
like,
we'll take...
He's like, hey! I was reading that.
You, wand. Is that safe to use?
Ooh.
Not that you can understand him, but yeah.
Well, it's not like I left it. That's definitely not how I left it. Looks like he's been abusing my wand.
Oh God, do we want to know? Well, is it usable? Can we use it on you, or is it going to have some sort of a weird effect?
Is he going to do what he did to him and turn you into a scaly blob?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I think there's going to be some risk there. But
Wait,
without
wait.
the wand, how am I going to stop being a goat? The only way to change me back is going to be using a wand.
I have the Spell of Mending. Do I have
Will it
something?
do anything that complicated though?
I don't know. It repairs a single break or tear in an object you touch, such as a broken chain link, 2 halves of a broken key, a torn cloak, leaking wineskin. Didn't say anything about
You
wand.
tried to mend using your cantrip on this Wand of True Polymorph.
Yeah.
And it doesn't seem to have an effect on the wand itself, but it does tighten up the gray sticky tape wrapped around the handle so that it's not so like loose and grungy.
Oh, it says this spell can physically repair a magic item or construct, but the spell can't restore magic to such an object. Right. So it can repair the wand, but not make the magic in it any better.
Right.
His unicorn tail hair is buggered.
Physically, the wand doesn't look like a mess, but it's still giving off sparks and some smoke.
Well, it's up to Wilhelm because we can risk it. Well, if we risk it, it might turn us.
Oh no. I mean, I don't want you wasting charges on you.
No, I'm worried we will try and cast it on you and it will backfire and hit one of us.
I feel like it's the only way. A Wand of True Polymorph is the only way I'm going to get back to my wonderful elf self again.
Shall I try it?
Risk it for a biscuit.
Risk it for a biscuit.
I'll have to risk it for a biscuit. But if the worst does happen, and you have to kill me because I've gone full mouther, or I die. Well, Pacco, you're here. Pacco, just make sure that Gizmo and Culkin and Hermione and Dish go find them at the Gatherhold Dumpling Convention. Tell them what happened. And make sure my body is not donated to science. And Pacco's like, sure thing, tasty friend. Though I kind of wish you'd stay a gold, because then if you die, we can have a nice feast. Wilhelm's not impressed by this idea. Now, if you really, really don't want him to risk it, you can try to persuade him to not to. You can try a persuasion check.
I mean, he's right. I mean, what else are we going to do to get him turned back? I mean, I don't think we've come across anyone in Saltmarsh who's got masses of magical items.
We could ask Wilhelm if this is the only wand of what's it called?
All right.
True
In the area.
Polymorph.
What do you think runs out there?
Yeah. So is it the only wand of True Polymorph in the area? Is there any? Can we get another one?
I borrowed this one from my Uncle Yummy.
Oh, yeah.
Who is an ancient lich. A king. It's the kind of thing that ancient liches and kings have. So, in order to find another one, we're probably going to have to fight an ancient lich or a king. Which, no offense, but I think that's maybe a little bit challenging for you right now. I know it's challenging for me as a goat.
Yeah, we ain't got time for that. Should we?
I hear though you can win those kind of things on the slots at Vas Legis though. I've heard that. So maybe I could gamble and win myself a wand.
As a goat.
Well, they let goats gamble in Vas Legis. Anything goes.
Okay.
Especially at Drowtown. I've always wanted to go to Drowtown.
Okay. I have a premonition. I don't think we've got a choice.
What do you want to do, Wilhelm? Do you want us to try the wand on you, or do you want to go get yourself another one?
Oh, I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit. I think you should try to use the wand on me.
Okay. Right. Shall I do it?
Yep, and I'm going to back up.
Right. I'm doing it.
I'm double checking because okay, they didn't actually give guidelines for how to check and see if it works. Wait, just a second.
Hold, please.
Hold, please. Bear with. Maybe the instructions are on the actual item itself. I'm looking at the spell. Well, there's no real instructions. So,
Thank you.
let's just make it an arcane check, and it's a 50-50.
Oh.
So 10 is the number to get.
Goes. Oh God.
Hang on. I'm checking something. No, that's not what I wanted. No, sorry. I thought heroism would give you benefits to casting, but it don't.
Right.
Now you need something like guidance.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ah! So Shaefira points the wand at Wilhelm. I was so prepared for the worst case scenario.
Yeah.
Now I gotta cover my ass. Where's Wilhelm's face? Wilhelm transforms. He is no longer a goat, but transforms, reappears. His hooves fade away, and now he is a handsome elf.
Hey.
Woo! Well done.
Mission accomplished.
You see, this is why you couldn't burn the bed. You were saving it all for that one roll.
Aye. Yeah. That'll be it.
Now I will take a step back from the lovely young halfling lady, just to be safe. Social distancing, don't you know? Yeah. Maybe I'll take a step away from the tiefling as well, just to be on the safe side. Thank you very much for assisting me, and I'm assuming getting my house back. Though I've kind of gone off it now. I think I need a change of location. And really, I don't want word getting out about what just happened over the past 2 years, because that's really embarrassing.
Okay.
Okay, don't forget that you've agreed to talk Pacco up to the voters.
Yeah, you're talking about how great Pacco is, what tasty friend I am. Pacco 2020, me Pacco 998.
And before we leave, we need to search for Dave.
Wilhelm was like, sure. I'll go talk you up. Let's go to the Stiiv. I'll go to the Stiiv with you, Pacco. I'll touch up the mud wall, make it nice, do some cleanup, remind everyone how awesome I am. It won't take long. And then I'll put forth the word for you. And then what do you think? Depending on how this election turns out, Pacco, you want to go to Gatherhold and go catch up with our mates at the dumpling convention? And Pacco's like, yeah, sure. If I don't win, I don't want to stick around in this dump.
Yeah.
So Wilhelm thanks you again for your assistance, and he's like, hey, if you loot anything, any of Keledek's junk, because I mean, he's an idiot. I'm sure he didn't have anything of real value. You could keep it if you find anything that's worth something.
Ta.
Thank you.
And Wilhelm and Pacco bid you adieu, and they meander off to the north. Waving bye-bye, tasty friend!
Bye-bye. Thanks for your help.
Cheers, Pacco.
All right, so you guys are left to your own devices to hunt through the tower. Find anything? Not only did you find what appears to be a codex page, You rummage through the rooms. You find a tub. And I'll put this in your party inventory. You find a few spare coins, a couple silver and copper pieces. You find what looks like a codex page. You find a scroll of acid splash. You find a scrap of lavender parchment that looks like it has a few lines from the Draconic Prophecy written on it in script, reminding you of those fragments that you found in the ruins of Marseval. This one says, "Mists beyond prescient globes duress, a 3-armed woman at the orphan's table. A seasoned quagmire sinks into distress when a horse rides from the Dark Lord's stable." You also find a pearl that's worth like 100 gold. It's really pretty. And you remember Stiiv was talking about such things. He was like, man, if only I had a pearl that's worth 100 gold pieces, I could maybe
For a spell.
inscribe some spells or something. Maybe this identify spell. I can't remember which spell it was, but one of my spells needed it. You also find a couple things like ruddy fungus and lily petals, which Kymir, you know now because it was in your Beginner's Guide to Alchemy 101 book, that those are some of the ingredients that you use toward your potion of minor healing.
Can I take those?
Yeah. Take things. Just take them. There's also a tub of Grub's Cool Gunk for hot people.
That's a lotion, yeah?
Yeah, it's a lotion.
The ointment feels tingling on the skin and leaves a light whitish sheen. What does that mean?
It's Grub's Cool Gunk for hot people. So it's one of the products that Grub's Understone makes sometimes in his alchemy shop, the Smoking Mermaid. He didn't have it in stock when you were there last, but you know he'd know what it does. Or you could experiment.
Shall I take that as well?
All
right.
Yeah. Grub's Cool Gunk for hot people. And then this is like the kind of main room. And then say you're here and you find this stuff. Then you step into the next room. And that is when you spot your friend Dave.
Yay!
Dave is in a cage.
Oh.
And he seems to be in some chains that have arcane locks on them. And there seems to be a little contraption over his head that if he moves too much, it will trigger it. And there seems to be a bulb of acid over his head. Dave is booby-trapped.
Really
Oh,
good.
no. It's something that I'd maybe be able to disable, perhaps?
Tasty friend! I am humanized, but I'm in trouble. You came to save me. I am so happy. Yeah, it is definitely, Dave is definitely trapped. So you would have to do some thieves toolage untrapping.
So that would be sleight of hand, would it?
It would take at least a 13.
Oh, God, my rolls have been terrible. But here goes. Sorry, Dave. Oh my God.
You just make it.
You know.
You fiddle gingerly with your thieves' tools into the trap. And Dave is obviously sweating. You know what you're doing, right? I'm getting kind of nervous. I can smell the acid in the air. And just as you're beginning to feel like, ooh, I zigged when I should have zagged, you hear a little click. And the mechanism springs open, and the bulb of acid swings over to the side, out of range of Dave's head. And he shakes his wings free, unbound, and flies up into the air, and he's like, I'm free! I'm free! I am humanized and I am free! And I feel different too. Like,
Why?
did you kill the Batman?
We killed the bad man.
I'm free! I am not familiar anymore! I am, strange? What's the opposite of familiar?
You're
Unfamiliar.
What did you say?
Unfamiliar.
I am unfamiliar now! I am humanized and I am unfamiliar!
Oh God.
You
I
still
have
hang out
found
with us.
homeless! Can I come home with you?
Yes, you are our friend.
Yay! And he flaps his wings together in the form of clapping.
Awesome.
Let's get out of this gin joint!
Right.
Did you kill everything? Like all the bears and all the apes?
Yes, we think so.
And you kill the goat?
No.
No.
Oh, he's kind of an asshole. But okay!
Let's just say the goat's not around anymore.
Oh my
Pretty
gosh!
asshole.
Did you change him back?
Mm.
Point at Shaefira.
He wasn't always a goat, you know.
We know.
We know.
Oh, you know, he's Wilhelm. It was really funny. We got changed into a goat, though. Oh wait, I didn't know that I wasn't around then. But hey, I heard it was funny. Keledek talked about it a lot.
Yeah, well, he won't be doing that anymore.
Fully my giddy. Oh, well, did you kill the bed? I saw the bed go past.
Yes.
It was really moving around. I hadn't seen it do that before. At least not while Keledek was here.
Oh dear. No, I would imagine that's a bit unusual.
Okay, let's go home.
Yeah.
Do you want me to grab the codex page and the parchment?
Yeah.
Do you want to take the other stuff and then?
Yeah, I'll take the other stuff and get in Stiiv.
Yeah, because it says that scroll's fine parchment. I would imagine that's useful for him as well.
Just remind me not to sell the pearl.
This would be a good time to mention. You have a lot of crap.
Oh yeah, we know.
And like I kind of tallied up what the crap stuff you have is worth before any bartering to get extra. And
Okay.
let me read my note. Note, where is my note about crap? How much the mundane loot is worth. So these are all non-magical items that you have acquired since level 1. The smuggler's loot, a combination of the silk and the rugs and the weapons that were originally intended for the lizard folk that you confiscated off of the smugglers you cleared out of your basement. I mean, your unfinished basement, aka the caves and the cellar, is worth roughly 700 gold pieces, with a little bit taken out for the rugs and that you're using in the house, the silk you're using in the house, and the brandy that you've drunk. Because there is some ongoing drinkage, some lossage that through imbibement.
Naturally.
Oh yeah.
Naturally. Shaefira, not counting the pearl that you just acquired, you have about 1,000 gold pieces worth of gems in your inventory.
Okay, and the gems are any good for the cast of people?
And yeah, these
That
are
we know of.
all gems that are not spell components.
Okay. We might as well sell them then.
They're just gems.
Okay.
Okay.
And then Stiiv has mundane weapons and armor that have been shoved into his bag of holding, worth about 1,600 gold pieces.
No, we might as well get rid of all of them because I'm fairly sure Stiiv doesn't want them.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he doesn't care about the halberd or the kopeshes or the spears or the... There's a full suit of plate mail, I think.
Okay. So go to sell.
They're a little bit sticky now because of all those peaches bouncing around inside the bag as well for a while. But you rinse everything off and it's just fine.
I've got a spell that'll do that.
Yeah, if you have the
Tidal wave.
tidying up stuff. Oh, I thought you had that tidying. Prestidigitation will clean things up.
No, I've got something that'll do a lot more in one go.
Overkill. Splashy overkill. And you've had an overnight rest since the last time you used tidal waves, so you have a full charge.
I do. I was hoping I could use some in them fights, but I didn't get around to it.
So yeah, if you want to pile up all the things that have been in Stiiv's bag of holding in the front yard and just tidal wave them clean, that'll work. That'll be a great use for tidal wave.
I mean, what else would you use it for? Surely.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have anybody to splash to death right now.
Nope.
So
Giant
if you want to just haul those up to the faithful quartermasters of Militia and sell off stuff, then we can get some loots. Now, Smuggler's loot is a little bit trickier. I mean, you could sell the weapons, no probs. The brandy and the brandy might be a little bit tricky because it being contraband.
Okay.
But you can get like 400 gold for the weapons off of Militia's faithful quartermasters easy. Because they don't care whether it's stolen or not.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm more than happy to keep the contraband and just drink it.
Sure. Barrels and barrels of brandy and wine. And
Shaefira? Yeah.
And rum and stuff. And they'll buy all the stuff off of Stiiv, all the weapons. Now, if Stiiv goes, they would definitely pay more. But Stiiv doesn't seem to really want to leave the attic right now. He's really busy. But if you like drop off, if you pop your head into the attic at home and be like, Stiiv, found a pearl, he'd get really excited for a minute. And he'd be like, I'll take that. And if you mention anything about the codex page that you found?
Well, I guess we should because he's. Yeah, I think we should show him it. Yeah.
And he'd be like, "Oh, I will store that for you. I will totally keep that safe, like I kept the other page safe." And he tries to smile at you, and it looks creepy.
You know what? I think we should keep them apart from each other. Then we're not risking anything.
The pages.
Yeah. I mean, the whole idea is the idea is to go together into this great big book, and the massively powerful. Yeah.
We should just hide them differently. I've cleverly hid one page into this naval manual. Naval manual, yes. So we can just disguise this other page somewhere else. Like my pillow cupboard. And he points to the only piece of furniture that is in his attic other than there's all these bags of rice. Like, you didn't realize that when Rocky said that he carried some rice up from the cellars that Trivet had brought from below, you did not realize that it was bag after bag after barrel of rice. But the attic has just 1,000 pounds of rice in it now. And then there's one cupboard. And Stiiv opens the cupboard, and there are all these fancy pillows inside of it. And Stiiv's like, I can hide my fancy pillows.
I'm gonna look at Shaefira and just kind of try and shake my head without Stiiv seeing. I'm not sure I'm comfortable having him, like, because if we hide it there, it's still in the same house, isn't it?
I don't know. I'm mesmerized by the shiny pearl.
Stiiv's like, tell you what, I have a great idea. We can get Rocky to hide it. Yeah. That
Why?
way we won't have to carry it with us. We have Rocky hide it somewhere in the house and have him not tell us where it is. That way, if someone catches us, then we can't tell them where it is. And there's no way somebody could get both pieces.
What if Rocky dies or has an accident or something, or he gets trampled by Donkey or something?
Ooh, I don't think Donkey would do
Then you
that.
don't know. Well, yeah. Well,
Now, I've had Stiiv roll a check to see how good his argument is. And it's pretty darn good because I rolled a nat 20 for him.
Balls.
All right.
Okay. Right. In that case, I'll say,
roll,
yeah.
Roll insight checks. If you get a 20, it will combat his 20.
Nah.
Okay. So it kind of sounds like a really good plan that he has.
Yeah. Okay.
To hide them, hide two different sets of people. It's like blind storage of the codex pages. If you're worried about Rocky maybe not being powerful enough, I mean, who else do we trust who has any kind of ability to hide stuff?
I'm not sure I can think of anyone else.
Where's the say? And Dave pops in. Hi. I'm humanized and I'm unfamiliar. And Steve's like, yes. Like, do we know anyone who is powerful?
Well, I
mean, Dave is not particularly powerful. He just happens to be there. He can go invisible, which is a plus, but he is not that powerful.
Okay. All right. Well, let's go with the plan for Rocky hiding it, and then can I just wander off by myself and take Dave with me?
Yeah, sure.
And then I'm going to get him away from everyone else and say, Dave, I want you to go invisible and follow Rocky and find out where he hides the scroll, the page.
Sure thing, boss.
It's just, you don't have to tell me. I just want someone else to know.
Should
okay?
I stay invisible when I'm following? Or should I be on the up and up?
No, I want you to be invisible. I don't want Rocky to know. I don't want anyone to know that you know where the page is.
Full 5,000% sneakiness. Got it, Dave.
Yes.
Got it, boss.
Awesome.
Oh, boy. I'm really excited. This is the first time I got to do a job without the threat of death hanging over my head. Whee!
Definitely not that.
So Dave goes invisible, and you all chomp downstairs, find Rocky. Stiiv gives him these instructions, and Rocky's like, okay, if you're sure, absolutely positive. Are you sure you don't want me to like write down where it is and put it into like a safety bank vault at Kondarak bank or something, just in case I die. And Steve's like, no, that's not necessary. He's not going to die. We're going to keep this house totally safe. I'm sure it's fine. Well, Trump, the rice is the only thing really valuable in the house anyhow.
Do we not think that's suspicious? I mean, I know his argument was good, but
Stiiv is putting a lot of trust in that Rocky is your faithful staff. That's what it seems like to you. Is you're like Rocky and Chef Perkins are one of the gang. That's how he's posed it. But unlike you guys, they aren't putting themselves in harm's way day after day. And you're like, that sounds reasonable. So while you might have your doubts about, I really don't feel comfortable not knowing where it is, you feel like Stiiv has the best interest in heart for protecting this codex page.
okay.
So note to self, come up with location where Rocky has gone into this space.
Fantastic.
If I was part hobgoblin, part elf, where would I hide a page of the Codex of Infinite Planes? Okay, next week's problem. Now, you're back at home. Stiiv, as soon as this is sorted, and Rocky moseys off with the page, Stiiv scurries back up to his attic. He's like, I'm not done. I'm not done counting rice. There's a lot up there. A lot more to describe now that I have this pearl. Thanks, guys. And he disappears up in the attic. You guys are left to your own back at the house.
Okay.
It's late afternoon now.
Well, do we need to go sell us stuff then?
Sure.
I'm trying to think what else we had to do.
You don't have
potentially
to go really. We don't have to spend a lot of time unless you guys think there are some purchases you want to make. But
no.
We can just say that you've sold off the gems and the weapons out of the smuggler stuff, and the stuff that was sticky in Steve's bag. And God, that sounds wrong. And I didn't really even mean it to sound like double, but okay. Let me remind myself how much that stuff is worth. Okay, so you're keeping all the booze and like the rugs and the silk. So you barter off everything at the Faithful Quartermasters of Militia, and you've made 3,000 gold.
So split up between three of us, yeah?
Yep, 1,000 each.
Yeah.
So what am I getting rid of out of my inventory? The gems?
I will do it after the session.
Goodness
so that I
'cause
remove other things. But it's things like the fire opal, and I think you have things like, tanzanite, peridot, that kind of stuff. Little chip of this and that here and there.
Right. Do you want us to just add 1,000 to his gold then?
Yeah, just go ahead and add 1,000 to your gold, and I'll add 1,000 to Steve's gold.
Okay.
And yeah, so now you have 1,000 gold with which to buy things.
More donkeys.
We don't need more than 2 donkeys.
2 donkeys is plenty. But that means you do have money to pay for household expenses and for the remodeling stuff you want to have done.
Okay.
Which I think Rocky says it's something like it's going to take 15 gold to repair the garden wall.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And another 5 gold to dress up your room, Shaefira.
Yes.
So for next month, it'll be 228 gold pieces for the house expenses. Which is due in about, I don't know, a week? Where is this calendar? Oh, and I think I also gave you the wrong date for the last day you had to potentially raise Eleander Fireborn from the dead. Because I was counting it that he only had 1 day to be raised from the dead, but he actually has 10 days, and then he had gentle repose on top of that. So that gave you 20 days. So it's
it's more to do with the
7th
council
of
thing, isn't it?
Sephiroth. Yeah. Yeah, so the urgency there was to try to raise him from the dead before one of you got elected to the council. It doesn't mean that you can't still raise him from the dead and be like, oh, I abdicate in favor of him being alive now. But it does make it a little bit more murky in the legal sense if you get elected and he gets raised from the dead. But the 28th is, I think, when you owe people money.
Right. Yes. You can see that on the calendar. Well, do we want to try and get Eleander back?
You could.
Shaefira.
You have heard that the only person capable of doing that in the town of Saltmarsh is Lieutenant Flegg.
Shaefira's pulling faces. She doesn't seem that impressed with raising the poor guy.
At the Church of the Six.
Mm. Can we test the waters with Wilhelm and Pacco to see how well that's going before we go raise?
Well, Wilhelm's efforts to improve, to endorse Pacco will put him on par with Esteban and Tito. So then it's like a 3-way roll-off as to who comes in second, rather than it being the 2-way roll-off that it is right now between Esteban and Tito. And while you did have this brief idea of having Esteban distribute something that was poisoned, some kind of food stuff, and have Kymir touch it so it's poisoned and get the bad rep because Esteban's handing out poisoned food, Stiiv was a little bit like, I don't know if we should go poisoning people because we're not sure if we actually did, physical damage to Anders. We don't want to kill anybody.
It's fair.
I mean, I don't think you want to kill anybody.
Well, only the bad people.
Yeah. Right.
That might be a little bit too extreme, but I like the way you're thinking. We need more ideas like that, just not as murdery.
I mean, that's saying somewhat coming from Stiiv, really.
Yeah. So it's the guy who wanted, who wanted to. Wasn't it Stiiv who wanted to talk to the guy that we had strapped to the donkey?
Yep.
But see, I wasn't doing that in front of the town of Saltmarsh.
No, right. Yeah. Okay.
That was away from prying eyes.
Yeah. All right. You just get back on with counting your rice grains and writing your spells.
It'll be good later. Trust me.
Yeah. Oh, I hope so. Better be, isn't it?
Hey, I might eventually identify all of these things, though we don't know what they are.
That'd be good.
I feel some magic. I feel some magic coming off of them.
Okay.
So count that as like definite. By the time the election rolls around, Wilhelm will spend the next 24 hours doing Shape Earth up in the skies, being as high profile as he can, making sure that the breeze is wafting through his hair so he looks great while he's doing it. Making sure he has the notice of everybody in town. Everybody knows he's back. And he'll probably also spread a few stories about how he and his minions have crushed the dreaded Keledek the Unspoken. He wasn't that tough. He wasn't all that, but he's destroyed now, so any fear the town had of Keledek the Unspoken, it's done. It's donezo. And one of the people who helped him do that was Pacco, because Pacco is the greatest. And then he'll spend the next 24 hours after that just promoting Pacco up everybody's ass, buying drinks, that kind of thing. Trying not to have any rituals, but in general, partying with the town and praising Pacco.
Okay. And is there any way we can get a feel of how well that's doing? If we go out to a tavern for a drink and hear people talking and stuff.
Oh yeah, it's maybe not this evening, but by the night before the election, if you go into a tavern, it's going to be a buzz. People talking about, did you hear about Pacco? Did you hear about Wilhelm being back in town? And he loves Pacco. Maybe really rethink him as a candidate. He's a tasty friend, He's everybody's tasty friend. And you start hearing more people saying cha-cha-za, like that is part of the local vernacular now. He's definitely more popular. But that alone is not going to make him more popular than Stiiv and Tito. It's going to bring him up to being tied for second place.
I still think if we want to try and save Stiiv/Esteban from being voted in, we might have to go try and get Eleander back. And if we get Eleander back up, Pacco can go on these travels with Wilhelm to the Dumpling Festival.
Oh yeah, he'll leave town crushed that he didn't win.
Okay. I think we should give it a go. Because he's not to the death. You said that if you're losing, you could submit, didn't you?
Well, it's not necessarily to the death. You'll see once you get there.
Thanks.
Let's say, for the average commoner who enters into the arrangement to challenge the cleric to try to win one of these fights, it usually doesn't end up well for them. But for someone like one of you who is familiar with battle, you survived a lot. You're not fresh off of the adventuring wagon. You have better odds. And all you need to do is bloody him. It's just not like you have to even kill him. Right? You don't want to kill him, because if you kill him, then he won't be able to raise the dead.
Can't do the spell, yeah, exactly.
Kind
think of that, but yeah.
But to pursue that, you would have to visit the Temple of the Six in town.
Okay, we're gonna go with that as a plan. We're gonna try and bring Eleander back, or we're gonna try and ask the guy and persuade him and do the fight to bring Eleander back.
So that means heading back to the north side of town. You don't have to go all the way to the Stiiv, but the Temple of the Dark Six is just south of the Stiiv, next to the cemetery.
Okay.
And do you want to just go on foot, or do you want to bring the cart out again and just drive Dougie and Donkey along for kicks?
Well, I'm thinking that if it goes badly, I might not be able to walk back. Well, assuming it's me that's fighting, but if it's you that's fighting, I could carry you.
It is hand-to-hand combat, which means no weapons.
Okay,
Yeah.
so then I'm thinking if it goes badly, I might not be able to walk back. So
Maybe
I
you do
can't.
like the wagon.
Yeah,
I can drive donkeys. It's fine.
to the wagon.
On the bright side, you do pass the Temple of the Sovereign Host on your way, as well as Anders' house. Two places where you might be able to stop off and get some little please save my life healing if things go badly.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Do you want to stop in and get your hit points topped up, see? Because you're slightly
Yes,
low.
you can
that's
always
true.
wait till the next morning, till Wednesday morning, if you want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you
Shall
want
we
to
do that?
start
I'll have to do-
fresh.
Yeah.
Not make it any harder than it has to be.
Okay, I'll give you a long rest. Kablam! So now it's what, the 16th? It's the day before elections.
No.
The morning of the day before election day. And you hop in the wagon. High hopes. You had some tasty bacon for breakfast. This time, Chef Perkins did something more peaches, but he made some kind of muffins this time around.
Nice. Now I'm hungry.
Ooh, peach muffins.
Peach muffins.
That sounds
Ooh,
great.
Yeah. It does. It's. Oh yeah.
That's what we'll be doing tomorrow.
Mm.
And you ride the cart. Drive the cart to the north to the Temple of Dark Six. It seems to be a 2-tiered building. The wood has been painted pitch black, though you see there's a bone of what used to be a shark's jaws over the doorway entering the temple. And you find when you enter that it's a very large open room. And you see that there are 6 stations throughout this temple on the ground floor. And there's a high ceiling, at least 20 feet from floor to the roof. And in the roof, there is a large hole, at least 15 feet in diameter. And it looks like there's a tunnel going upward. And it just kind of is dark beyond. If you look up at dark tunnel, but then you can see the sky. And on the floor below that opening, the planks, because the floor of the temple is made out of driftwood. It's been driftwood flooring has been pieced together. And underneath that opening, there is a circle where it seems to be drenched, soaked in blood in the floor. Some of it seems to be dried and stained over time, but there seems to also be a little bit fresh. And you can pick out that there might be a stray tooth or something on the floor that hasn't been cleaned up yet. The various branches of the Dark Six are represented here. So in one corner you see a quiet cloister for the keeper, where you hear people praying regarding their lost dead, people that they lost in the mudslide earlier in the week. There are also stations for the Mockery and for the Traveler, and all the other Dark Six people who I'm not remembering right now. But up in the forefront, taking up the majority of this temple, is a shrine to the Devourer. And by that shrine, you see the fellow who leads the congregation in worshiping the Devourer. He's one-legged, he's a former whaler, he's wearing a net around his neck, and it's just hanging down over his robes, and he's got hip waiter kind of boots on underneath his cassock. And
Kinky.
you see there are fishers lined up in front of him, and he's giving a small sermon about the cruelty of the sea and how they must all appease the Devourer lest the next storm take their ship. And here again, there's another large shark jawbone up at the front that dominates the shrine. You also see to one side a flight of stairs leading up. Now, you hear him giving a sermon, and you start to walk in to the temple. When you hear a drawn-out scream from a distance, and the scream seems to be getting closer, and then a body comes flying down the hole from up above and crashes on the floor. And a person is just they're just lying like a limp rag, cracked on the floor. And then you see a woman who was previously kind of huddled in the corner runs forward to the fallen body, and she's kind of sobbing, and she's like, I told you not to do it. And people come forward, and they're trying to help her kind of wrap the body up and move it out of the way. So that's the Temple of the Dark Six. Maybe that's where we should leave off.
Okay. Yes. Sounds like this could take a while.
Well, it'll take probably at least half of next session. I know you're excited about what this place has in store.
I'm just amazed that we did so well in the last bit.
Yeah.
Way better than I expected.
It helps that you have dynamite.
And
I have to admit,
it helps that the wand wasn't quite up to scratch, and he turned himself into something.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And that you rolled well at the right time.
That's true.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, that was a great session. Thanks, Bonnie.
Whee! Bye, Stiiv.
Bye, Stiiv. See you later.
See ya.